Hello, my name is Pauline Hawkins, and I am the professional writing tutor at Great Bay Community College. And I want to give you a mini lesson on active and passive voice construction. So what is active and passive voice? Well, it's all about the verb. Active voice expresses an action done by its subject. A passive voice expresses an action done to its subject. So as an example, in the active voice, you hear, "The amusement park offered me a ticket." Notice that the amusement park is the thing doing the action. It is offering a ticket. In the passive voice, now that ticket that can't do the action is in the subject position of the sentence. A free ticket was offered to me by the amusement park. So the thing that can't do the action is in the subject, and the thing that is doing the action is now in this prepositional phrase at the end of the sentence. So why does it matter? Passive voice is as correct as active voice, but passive voice often slows down the pace of writing and speaking. Active voice is more direct, passive voice is wordier. You may want to rewrite passive sentences, putting them in the active voice. The passive voice is useful, though, when you don't know who or what is doing the action, or you don't want to reveal the performer of the action, or when you want to emphasize the receiver of the action. So here are some examples of those. Overnight, the sidewalk was cleaned. So the performer of the action was cleaned is not known. We don't know who cleaned the sidewalk. A collection of books has been given to the library. The performer of the action has been given is not revealed. We don't know who gave the books to the library. And the nests had been built by robins. Nests is the receiver of the action had been built. Moving nests to the front of the sentence gives them emphasis. It will also matter in your college writing. You may be asked to use passive voice in writing scientific lab reports. So, for example, if you say the sample was tested, notice that the concentration of the sentence is on the sample versus the scientist tested the sample. Now the concentration of the sentence is on the scientist. So many of your lab reports will probably be asked to be written in passive voice for that reason, to take the scientist out of the sentence and just to concentrate on the sample that's being tested. The other reason you'll need to know is because many teachers in your English classes or other classes will say to you, "I don't want to see any passive voice constructions." And they have their reasons, mostly because active voice is more powerful and uses fewer words, and passive voice is weaker and uses more words. So they want you to have strong sentences that you're defining and describing things clearly and actively. So you'll need to know how to identify your passive voice constructions and how to fix them. So let's practice a little. The corn was harvested in just 1 week. Now, is that passive voice or active voice? It is passive voice, was harvested. When you have an ed verb like harvested combined with form of to be like was, that is your hint that you have a passive voice construction. Corn was harvested by whom? That's your other hint. If you can say by whom after the verb was harvested, then you also know that you have a passive voice construction. So now let's turn this sentence into active voice by using farmer as the subject. Because we don't know who it is, we're just going to replace the subject with farmer. The farmer harvested the corn in just 1 week. So notice that this is more direct, it's cleaner, we know who's doing the action. And right now it looks like this might be a longer sentence, but that's because in the original sentence, the farmer wasn't included. If we put the farmer in this sentence, it would read, "The corn was harvested by the farmer in just 1 week. That would be much longer and weaker. Let's try this sentence. The cashier counted out the change correctly. Is this active or passive voice? It's active voice. Notice the verb is just counted. There is no was in front of counted, right? The was is missing from this sentence. So let's turn this into passive voice. So now we take what was counted out, the change, and make that the subject of our sentence. The change was counted. We add the was to the verb was counted out correctly and then by the cashier. So now the cashier, who is the subject of the active voice here, is now a prepositional phrase at the end of the sentence here. Let's try this one. The dog was scolded for chewing up a book. Is this active or passive voice? This is passive voice. Notice the was scolded. The was with the ed at the end of the verb. And we also have to ask the question, the dog was scolded by whom? So if we want to turn this into the active voice, we have to come up with the answer to by whom. So let's use owner as the subject of this sentence. And now we have the owner scolded the dog for chewing up a book. So now you can see that it takes a little bit of understanding, first of all, about sentence construction and where the verb is, where the subject is. And the other thing that you need to know is that many times your instructors will tell you that you have passive voice constructions and they want you to take it out, but they won't identify where they are. You're going to have to know where they are so that you can fix them. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, you can contact me at phawkins@ccsnh.edu. Thanks for watching.